Hi, and welcome back to Between the Benches, your go-to place for hockey news. So today was a big day for the NHL as they had their exhibition matchups, finishing off the day with the Calgary Flames against the Edmonton Oilers. That was a pretty big match. Edmonton took it 4-1, bit heartbreaking for the Flames, however, just like preseason, doesn't really matter. However, just like the preseason, it was kind of used to see what lines were we going to roll with, as well as which goalie should be put in the net. And that topic has kind of been an issue for the Flames for the whole season, as they're not really sure which goalie to start. So today we're going to look at the numbers, we're going to go through it all, and really kind of dig deep and see which one should the Flames start with. Dave Rittich or Cam Talbot? And let's begin. Let's just break her down one by one. So David Rittich is 6'3", he's 206 pounds, and he is 27 years old. On August 11th, he turns 28, so he's almost 28. Cam Talbot, 6'4", so a bit bigger, 196 pounds, a little more slender, and he's 33, a bit older than Dave Rittich. So let's take a look at their year last year to see how they do and compare it to this year. So in his last year was basically his first full year as a starter in the league. He played 45 games, which was about 20 to 25 more than he did the year before, and he had a .911 save percentage and a 2.61 goals against average. He was playing with Mike Smith for most of the season, and those are pretty great numbers. However, that was the year that Calgary did win the Western Conference, had over 50 wins, really big year for the Flames, and David Rittich really shows that, showing that he was this big, strong starter. When we look at Cam Talbot, however, his year was not as nice as David Rittich's, as he had a .893 save percentage and a 3.36 goals against average in 35 games with Edmonton. So bad that they, in fact, traded him to the Philadelphia Flyers, who was at that point just having like 30 goalies on the roster. Really didn't want to play any players at that point, just had a full roster of goalies. And he had a .881 save percentage and a 3.71 goals against average in 4 games. So really not a hot show for there, and they didn't re-up him. This year, however, the Flames let go of Mike Smith, despite being the playoff warrior, and they signed Cam Talbot. So this year, in 48 games, a bit more for Rittich, in a shorter season, had .907 save percentage and a 2.97 goals against average. His numbers started to dip a bit this year, however, the Flames also did not play as well. When we look at Cam Talbot, though, he had a renaissance of a year. In 19-20 and 26 games played, he had a .919 save percentage and a 2.63 goals against average. So that was a really big step up for Cam Talbot. He really wanted to show, I still got it. I'm still a goalie in the NHL. I can play at that elite caliber. Now let's take a look at their playoffs. So with Rittich, unfortunately, we don't have anything to go off of. He last year lost the starting job to Mike Smith, who really became the heart and energy for the Calgary Flames, the soul, and so on. For Cam Talbot, however, he's played 15 games in the playoffs, split between the Edmonton Oilers and the Rangers, with a career .922 save percentage and a 2.48 goals against average. That's a pretty good playoff record. Playoffs are extremely hard, especially when he was the pony boy for the Edmonton Oilers in that 2017 season, and they really rode him hard, especially near the end. And when we look at the awards too, neither goalie has won any serious hardware in the NHL. However, David Rittich hasn't been nominated for anything. Whereas we look at Talbot, in 14-15, he was 7th in Vezina voting. Pretty great for him. In 16-17, he was 17th voted for the Hart and 4th for the Vezina. Really recognized for everything he did for Edmonton that year, playing 70-plus games. Really rode that net pretty hard. So Cam Talbot, definitely the more experienced goalie. More comfortable in the net. And David Rittich, the young gun, really the future of the Flames, hopefully what they expect to be their future goaltender going forward. However, we're not arguing who's going to be the future, who's going to be the starting goaltender for the Calgary Flames come, 2022. We just want to know, against the Winnipeg Jets, who is the best option. The one thing that the numbers hide this year is how they were doing near the stretch. Cam Talbot began to steal starts from David Rittich. At the start of the year, he didn't really get a lot of starts. His first start was against the San Jose Sharks on Patrick Marleau's debut night in San Jose. So kind of threw Talbot under the bus there, had a pretty rough game, but did the best with what he got. David Rittich, however, near the end of the season started to lose more and more games, and Cam Talbot started to take advantage of that situation, posting a pretty great save percentage, pretty good goals against, and just kept playing more and more. Then the season was cut short. So it's kind of hard to say which goalie is going to be hot. The exhibition game showed Talbot a little rusty, but he got it back, and David Rittich didn't face a lot, had 2 really unfortunate goals, one against McDavid just flying up the right, and the other one was just a weird bounce that he kicked out and got put in. So we can't really tell from that. So just based on the history, how the season went, we have to determine which goalie would you go for the future against the Winnipeg Jets. And I strongly believe, after looking at it all, you go with Cam Talbot. Cam Talbot, he's not that old. He's only 33. And he's been in the league for a long time. He's played behind great goalies like Henrik Lundqvist, and he's carried teams all the way to the playoffs in that 2017 year, that miracle year for Cam Talbot. He's really a fantastic goalie. You can't go wrong picking him. He's been an elite goalie in the NHL. He may not be the level that he was, but he's still fantastic. I believe the Flames roster has a lot of trust in him, and they think they can ride him. David Rittich is the future for the Flames. Big save Dave. He's going to be the guy for the Flames going forward. I think, when they make those deep playoff pushes in the forward, when all their prospects have come up and they're trying, get to the Western Conference Finals, I think Dave Rittich is going to be a huge name in Cowtown. But Cam Talbot, when you're looking at the present and all you're thinking about is how do we beat the Winnipeg Jets and how do we stop that offense, Cam Talbot's your guy. You got a veteran core right now, pretty strong guys, and you got a lot of good young guys as well. So you take the experienced goalie, you take the guy who knows how to play in the playoffs, knows how to have a pretty elite go at things, and I think you throw him in and you really have your go at the Jets. Hopefully he can steal some wins for you. If he starts to choke, you always have David Rittich too, who can get hot pretty quickly. But as of right now, you got to go to Cam Talbot and really hope that you can, steal some wins, get through there, and get into the playoffs. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Please like and subscribe, and we'll keep posting more of these. Hopefully we'll do some other goalies, see what other goalies around the league might be hot, might be cold, and what teams should do. Thank you so much, and we'll see you guys again soon.